live. Hopefully this is picking up already. So, hey Mom, Bug here. Just reaching out on video games. It looks like, I think this is the 5th time I've done this. So, wow, that was some nice graphical shearing because I moved too fast. So we're in the upper part of the power plant. And we are just checking out what is going on. Looks like we're trying to get to the Black Rock Quarry still. And these guys are going to drop down and definitely fuck my day up, right? No? No, they're not enemies. They're just workers that just happen to be suspended above a bridge. Well, I mean, I guess that's where they would have been before everything went to hell, so it makes sense that they'd be above a bridge. Duh. Alright, so we've got a note here, NSC. The NSC was designed by Trench shortly before he became director. The container provides a safe method of extraction of Blank's excess energy output while acting as humane way to house him. Northmore. This is Northmore. Compiled by Casper Darling, this report, so he knows what the fuck's going on. The coolant pumps keep the container and its occupant from overheating while the energy is siphoned. The energy is then conducted to the converters where it is rendered into I'm betting liquid? I don't know. A blank through the use of turbine generators. The electricity produced powers the Bureau, making us completely self-sufficient and effectively invisible in New York City's grid. After NSC-01's disappearance by some unknown manifestation of Northmore's power, the occupant was restrained and a second model was built. NSC-02 possesses built-in spatial anchors that are designed to prevent any translocative effect from its occupant. So apparently they built him an original, we'll call it a cell. It's a sarcophagus is what it is. We'll call it a cell. They built him a cell and he accidentally made it disappear. So they had to build him a second one. I'm like, oh, well, that seems like a bad plan. Also, your guys' retirement program sucks. Okay, so this says Black Rock Quarry. You can just barely read that because it's very blurry because my graphics are not loading in very well. So we're going to head this direction. If we hop over these fans here, there's a collectible about fans causing people to suffocate. I don't know how I know that. Pause if you want to read it. It's not that interesting. It's like a potential altered item. I don't know. It's an interesting concept. And this direction to the Black Rock Quarry, which is very, very cool. So, this is kind of a funny thing. So we try to call the elevator, and I think it's broken.
Elevator's broken.
Yep. So we'll use
get down the old-fashioned way.
This and figure out if there's anything cool in here. Ah, yes, cool. A box. Very nifty. And that's it. Okay. So we have to descend the elevator by hand, and there is a conveniently broken railing here letting us know that we can drop down just this one level, and then we can drop down just this one level, and we go down several levels this way, and it becomes much, much easier once you have the ability to levitate, or it would be easier if you had the ability to levitate, which I think you get shortly after this, so it's very much one of those things where it's like, this is the last time the game's going to get to do this to you and make your life hard, so it takes the opportunity to make your life hard. There are explodey boys on the way down. So I'm just going to try to kill them before I get to the level that they're on. Because they float, which is funny. But they can't float upward, which is also funny. So if you blow them up before you're on their level, you're safe. I'm just being a little thorough on the way down because I think there's like a box or something to collect down here. I don't remember where it is though. We'll find it or we won't. No big deal. If I drop all the way to the bottom, I will definitely die is the good news. So realism, yay. And see, these railings are missing for all the areas where it's like, hey, here's an easy, obvious place to drop. It tries to telegraph it to you as best as it can. All right. So we're almost down. We're getting pretty close, right? You can see that the ground is not that far below us. Through this railing. I actually dent the things when I land on them. Or I thought I did. Maybe I don't. Those dents are not from me. Maybe they're from the railing. I don't think there's a good way to get down here. I think... Oh, these shelves. Well, I did a little damage. That's fine. So now we have a control point battle. Just a quick capture the point kind of thing so that I can capture this area and have a save point at the bottom of the stairwell. Which is useful and important. Is that it? So it's just the two of you? Really? No, there's gotta be more than that. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's never that easy. Oh, yeah, there's definitely somebody else here. Where'd you go, buddy? Or was that just an explosive barrel and I blew my face up? That's why the elevator won't move. The control point's causing a big chunk of concrete to just sit in that open gateway. I guess that would fuck shit up. Alright, let's claim this control point. And it should do some cool visual architecture stuff. Black Rock Quarry. It's actually damn cool down here. I mean, really, really flipping cool. This might be one of my favorite parts of the game. The first time I came in, I was in awe. I was like, oh my god, this is so nifty. And the second came, I'm like, yeah, that's fine, no big deal. I'm not as impressed as I could be. But this time I'll look around so you can appreciate the vast vistas and atmospheric effects of this place. Once you get the launch ability leveled up and get enough energy to be able to launch repeated objects, it really just becomes your go-to. It takes down most of these enemies almost to no health in just one hit, so it's like, why would you shoot them 10 times when you could just launch one thing at them and call it a day? Admittedly, these enemies that don't have the shield bar are a little bit easier to deal with, but the ones with the shield bar, yeah, definitely launch shit at them. Or punch them in the face. I guess. Oh, I upgraded some skill abilities while you weren't looking because I didn't want to make you watch through that process. I can now throw the enemies grenades and rockets at them. So when they launch a grenade at me, I can just use my launch to send it back in their face. And I can throw low health enemies back in other enemies' faces, which is useful because if they're not actually completely dead, but they're low enough health, picking them up actually damages them. So the last hit is actually me grabbing them and throwing them at their buddies. So this is like kind of a doorway, and you can tell there's something fucking weird going on outside, right? But it's locked shut, so you can't get there yet. All these doorways are locked. There's actually a long pathway that branches back to a starting area back there. Over here is where we need to go. And if we go this direction, we get a file. Quarry equipment order. We need additional diamond blades ASAP, continuous rim this time to get the clean cut research wants. The black rock shit is tough. We're going through blades like we're made of damn things. The dimensions for these slabs of black rock they want are outrageous. For all the grief they're causing me, the fire breaks better fucking work a treat. Go ahead and double the last order. Sounds like the drillers I know. Doesn't it sound like the drillers you know? But so if I want to go this direction, which is kind of where I was going to explore, there's an astral spike there. So I'm not going to go that direction. I'm going to go over here. And this is where things start to get a little weird. We just have floaty chunks of rock. Just floating. Just floating. Oh no. I fell a little bit there. Let's try that again. I don't think I actually need to. There's something in there, I think. But I don't really want to fuck with the astral spike right now. And I can't fly out of there. So I'm going to leave it alone. Nah. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see what's in here. It'll be fun. We'll have fun. There's got to be a file or something. Oh, there's enemies. Oh, there's mold monsters. Oh, I do not care for this. Oh, mold monsters are the fucking worst. We haven't seen these guys yet, but they suck. These guys are a particular separate enemy. They have nothing to do with the hit. These guys are a completely different threat that is just like ongoing in the oldest house. Constantly, apparently, and normally is dealt with by, sending teams down and stuff to deal with them, and they just sort of low-grade suck. It's kind of cool because it means that the oldest house, like I said, the Hiss aren't the only threat here. There's lots of stuff going on. So this is a report quarry worker incident. I saw David last night. I was working late in the quarry when he stumbled out from behind some black rock. Looked like hell. I called up to medical right away. He was half-starved. He'd been missing for 2 weeks, so I guess that's not a surprise. While I was waiting for someone to come help me, he kept telling me about some carving, something about an ancient tree. I really couldn't understand him. The medics came. They brought security. They grabbed David and hauled him off. They interrogated me for a couple hours about what David had told me. Anyway, I know you're on the next shift, so I thought I'd leave this for you. He was your husband. You have a right to know. The way security was acting, I don't know if we're going to see David again. I'm so sorry, Linda. Burn this after you read it. Oh, well, that's sad. Okay, well. So that is something that isn't actually in the primary game. You're going to see the tree that he's talking about near the end of the game. We go down to the roots of the building, the foundation, if you will, which is like a joke because the name of the DLC, the downloadable content that is an expansion for this game, is called the Foundation. And essentially, once you're down there, you find this one pillar that supports the house that actually has a drawing of a tree on it. It actually becomes an important location where you meet the janitor Ati again, which is fine and all. But that implies that the Bureau, if anybody wanders down there and sees things they shouldn't see and finds out about the Foundation when they shouldn't find out the Foundation, probably kills those folks. And I am honestly not super surprised. The Bureau is a little cutthroat and terrible. I wouldn't be shocked if they had to murder some people to keep their secrets. It feels like the kind of thing they do. I think it's so interesting that I feel like Jessie becomes the director, and she knows this is a shitty place. She knows this place is dangerous, but it's still kind of amazing and wonderful and beautiful, and so she's sort of in awe of the place as a whole. And this is the quarry. I'm going to go up here first. I told you I'd give you the cinematic view, and I didn't. I just kind of skipped right past it, like, oh yeah, it's a big room, open sky, Milky Way, no big deal. Sorry about that. Let me open this door so we can get in and out more easily if we die. Now, that's where I came from. That was the door that was locked, so now I can get back in. And here's my no smoking reminder. Literally, just don't smoke. It's outdoors, but it's considered part of the building, so please don't smoke. I don't want to see cigarette butts here, which is fair. We are in a big fucking quarry. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. You can get higher up. You can't get completely outside of it, but you can get higher up and get better views, which we will do later. For now, we're trying to find those black rock prisms, if you recall. And if we explore the quarry a little bit, we can see that there's like a central excavation site. And there's these, oh look, these fuses. And oh look, fuse holes. I'm going to put the really, did I miss that? I missed that. I'm going to put the fuses in the fuse holes if I can. Oh, for Christ. You know what? You go over there. Thank you. I'll launch you into the fucking ether. You go into the ether too. I want that. I want that. Thank you. Launch that into the fuse slots. Yeah. And I think every time I do that, it spawns a wave of enemies. Come on. You can't reach that? You really can't reach that? Okay. I just don't want to have to get down there with the bad guys. I just want to do it all from above where I can not get hit in the face with rocket launchers. That's my whole goal. If you can cheese it. Right? So he's none the wiser. That's good. Let's see if we can get one of these third ones and get it on there without too much hassle. Polaris is like, hey, listen, it's right here. This is your problem right here. And I'm like, yeah, that's... No, not the rock next to the fuse. The fuse. Thank you. Christ, sometimes I think this game is stupid. So I have to go around to where I can see the fuse slot. And... bingo bango. Alright, so now I have to actually light. That was all so we could get some explosives going down there, and now I actually have to light the explosives, which means I do have to go into the center of that area. Whoa! Hello, buddy. Yeah! That's what I mean. Throw rockets back at those fuckers. How do you like me now? Well, that makes sense. There we go. So theoretically, the workers can figure out the trails and paths to get up to me, so they're probably running up to kill me right as we speak. But I'll come down to kill them first, because that's, you know, rather the point of the game, is the fun of killing brainwashed enemies. That's not sort of bad. These are, like, probably nice guys with families and homes. They're just a little brainwashed, and I'm going to capitalize on their brainwashedness and blow them the fuck up. Oh, it spawned one of those fucking spheres that I hate so much. And a bunch of other enemies. I should have known. I think it always spawns those two launchy dudes. This guy, whom I hate like a violent passion. But I can't do any damage to him because he doesn't take one hit damage. He takes like multi-hits to get down until I get the sphere down. And until I get the sphere down, he's going to be a threat. And I'm going to have to keep freaking running from him. But I need to hold still to be able to hit the fucking sphere. Sometimes these levels are actually really challenging. Yeah, got it. Okay. So now... Let's get behind some stuff. So now I can actually kill these guys. And... let's kill this guy first. We're going to kill anybody who's easy to kill first. Oh, look, some explodey dudes. I hate explodey voids, but they actually deal damage to anyone around them. So if I can kill them and they're near the shooty dudes, then it'll hurt the shooty dudes. Yeah, see? Success. Okay, shooty dude. Have you drop your shield. Hit you with some rocks. Fill you full of lead. Shields back up. Drop the shield. Fill full of lead. God damn it. There we go. Okay, got him down. There was 2 of them, though, I think. So now I have to find the other one. Unless, of course, the explodey boy already took care of him, which is possible. Implausible, but possible. Oh, it looks like it did. Okay, cool. So, here we have a note. Quarry incident. Everything is unlocked, meaning that I put those 3 fuses in. So, quarry incident. During my weekly safely inspection in quarry threshold, I discovered an entire crew in a state of blank. The whole team was blank, aligned and staring in a uniform direction. The city in the distance. Despite my most vocal efforts to gain their attention, they remained blank for more than blank minutes until I had to resort to literally blank. Afterwards, they were dazed and could not provide any rationale for their behavior or any specific memories of engaging in it. My official recommendation for crew working in the threshold area is to either shorten the length of the shifts or carry out mandatory psychological evaluations on a weekly basis, or both. And maybe we should order another expedition to the city. So there's a city out there, or something they're calling the city. We never know whether or not, things here are properly named. But theoretically, there's a city somewhere out here. And it's just so exciting. Oh! There's that motherfucker. Found you! I knew you had to be around. There's probably intimidating music, but I have my volume turned down a bit. Okay. So this is saying we can blow shit up, and let's blow it up! Not like any mining operation I've ever seen, but sure, hunky-dory, let's do it. So we're going to go ahead and walk up to that wall, and it's a line of black rock crystals. Sorry, I didn't mean to shoot. Isn't that beautiful? It's very pretty. And we're just going to pick up this one, just this one. This is all we need, just for now. We just need to take it back to Marshall and be like, here, I got a crystal.
Right where you led me. The HRAs, the prisms, they mean something to you. I need to get this prism to Marshall before it's too late. HRAs, then Dylan.
Unfortunately, as soon as I pick that up, it spawns astral spikes over the entire area. Because reasons. Perfectly logical reasons. So now I have to get away from these astral spikes, which I'm just going to jet through and book it past, because I am a wimp. Like I said, astral spikes can't be killed, so all you can really do is run from them. You can probably see that there's a lot of areas that I did not explore around there. I come back to the quarry and I do a lot more exploration later, so I'm not too worried about it now, because, man, wouldn't it be nice to be able to, I don't know, like, get on that platform and levitate? Oh, yeah, it would. I don't even know if I can get up there right now. I can? I can! Well, that's nifty-do. That just shows me that, and now I'm up here, and I think it just leads me back down. Okay, it's not as nifty as I thought. Also, I think there's, like, some, this line doesn't have it, but those lines have it, where it's like automated slabs of black rock are being carried across the quarry from place to place. It's very cool. It's very, like, advanced and just automated. I love it. And of course, since there were some astral spikes, did you think there would only be some astral spikes? There are a bunch of astral spikes. The first time through, I was so scared of getting hurt by these guys. I was like, oh, I have to jump from platform to platform. And the second time through, I'm like, fuck it. I'm not even going to kill those dudes. It's fine. It'll be fine. Fuck it. I'm just going to fast travel out of here anyway. Pauses the game when I'm in this mode, so I don't really care. So we want to get this to Marshall. Marshall's in Central Executive. Let's head there now. So in the last game, I was reading that thing about the Atlas Stone, and I didn't know what it was talking about. It was talking about the Atlas changes shape and blah, 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 blah. And I didn't know what that was meant. I was just being stupid. And there's a room called the Atlas Chamber. And there's a big cement thing in it called the Atlas Stone. It's the Atlas. Anyway, it turns out it's just like this weird concrete amalgam of relatively small-sized blocks of concrete for, the oldest house. It's like only 5 foot by 5 foot chunks as opposed to 80 foot by 80 foot chunks. And it moves, I guess. But what's weird is it has a red string tied along it, like some old school detective connecting points of data. And all over the entire atlas are photos of Jessie and like candid shots like someone was spying on her. And it's supposed to be this point in the game where it's like, oh, this atlas stone might be the center of the oldest house, and it has your face on it.
Numerous safe rooms with survivors inside. We're waiting on HRAs before we open them. Once we can safely bring them out, survivors will be escorted here straight away.
Wonderful. Keep me updated.
So that's, I like those little flavor texts, but that's a good point where basically they're saying, yep, we have survivors. They're in some room that you don't know about.
Had to take a detour into the
We'll
quarry,
find them later.
But I found plenty. Here.
We will start HRA production immediately. I promised I'd tell you about Dylan once you helped us.
This is it. She knows. 17 years I've waited.
Your brother is here. He was once known as Prime Candidate 6, codenamed P6. We brought him here after the ordinary event. He was groomed to be the future director. He had talents far beyond any other candidate in the program.
Of course he did. We found you together. We share a bond. Are you with him now? So you kidnapped him?
We took him in.
No, that's kidnapping.
Your parents vanished along with every other adult in Ordinary. Eventually, his power changed him. There were casualties. He wasn't fit to be the director.
Did you know about this? Is this why you didn't bring me here sooner? Were you keeping me away? Where is Dylan?
He's kept in the containment sector, in the Panopticon.
My brother. I thought we were the same. What if we are? I'm going. Now.
I expected as much. I need to go check on something. Something I cannot let the Hiss find. It shouldn't take long, but you must watch the Bureau while I'm gone. And remember...
No pressure.
Dylan is dangerous. Do not let him out, Director Faden.
How do I make her stop calling me that? I'm not here for them. Nothing simple here. These people took my brother, but they've accepted me without question. Are they my enemies or my friends? I need to see Dylan. I need to know. I wish you could tell me what you know.
The
and explain
Panopticon.
Things. Just stay with me, okay? I could use a friend right now.
So, we got some XP from all that, which is good because I need to upgrade my skills a little bit. I think that's a really interesting thing. I don't know. She goes through a lot of emotions there, which are really fascinating. Jessie gets upset. You know, she finds out that her brother may not be the greatest guy on the face of the planet. She finds out that things are a little bit grimmer than she thought they were. Her immediate reaction, it sounds like it's anger at Polaris for not talking to her about this, or maybe not letting her know what was going on. But then immediately she's like, please don't leave me, which makes sense, because if all the adults in Ordinary died, Dylan got picked up here, what the fuck has Jessie been doing since the age of 12? Like, she said it was when they were kids, and she's been running around on her own since then, which sort of really blows. So it's just kind of a sad situation to be in.
Scripted organism vary so wildly. What's the connection?
So we can talk to Pope, and she has new stuff to
Jesse,
say,
when you
I
were down
think.
in research, did you run into a Dr. Ray?
No, I think she already asked me this.
I did.
I'm not positive, though.
Who is she?
She is a colleague of mine, a researcher studying a kind of extra-dimensional mold growing below research.
Well, I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, neither do I.
No one does. Look, I haven't heard
Fair.
from Rhea since the Hiss arrived. Would you mind having a look around for her next time you're in research?
Of course.
Thanks, Jesse. Now, what's on your mind?
So we can ask her questions if we want about BlackRock, a status of the HRA production, anything we feel like. So ask about
I visited the
BlackRock.
quarry. What's the plan for all that BlackRock?
The Bureau has used BlackRock almost exclusively for containment purposes. I say, branch out. Instead of boxes, helmets. Instead of blast shields, knives.
Did we already have this
Knives?
conversation?
Yes,
Maybe
knives.
we did. I don't know
so
if we
many
did.
combat applications.
I love
Slicing,
Pope.
stabbing, gouging.
Those are the things you can do with knives, Pope. Thanks.
Sorry. I've been trying to get Darling to explore combat applications for years. I got a little excited.
Wow. I did not expect that from her.
So I won't bug her about all the other things. I guess we didn't have that conversation because it's grayed out now. But you can always get more information from Pope as you play the game, which is kind of interesting, and get her opinion on things. And she just gives you a lot of flavor text about what's going on in the universe. And like I said, every so often she produces a brand new report for you. So here's a report about linguistic ability. That's okay. This is about the hiss chant, basically. So it's saying researchers were sent to transcribe the recursive chant repeated by the hiss entities in the interest of safety. This was done with non-aggressive floating hiss entities. However, no distinction between this repeating phrase and the one repeated by more violent hiss has been observed. What's the purpose? How does the hiss correct individuals? Does the chant produce a physical effect? Is it a message, an incantation? We're able to record a first-hand recitation of the chanting, see the corresponding audio file. So I don't think we ever actually find the corresponding audio file, which is fine. But if you need the hiss incantation, you can find that online. People have recorded it, generally from when Tomasi says it, because when Tomasi says it, there are subtitles. I love this little background conversation where it's just like, yeah, no, hack your boss's data. It's fine. I mean, after all, it's the end of the world. Hack your boss's data. That seems like a fair decision. So we're going to the Panopticon, which I believe has its own floor. Right, we need to go to the elevator. I'm so awake. I remember where we're going. So we're going to head straight ahead to the sector elevator and find the Panopticon. That should be in containment. Finally, we get to visit some of these other floors. Now, honestly, you could go to these other floors at any time, but like I said, you see those little security key lockouts that prevent you from actually being able to get through the front door. So it was like when I took that elevator to the wrong level of the quarry, it prevents me from effectively being able to go any further than the front door. So it's an effective way of stopping people from getting too far in over their head. But I kind of like the idea. I like it when games do something where the enemies are so hard that you can't progress, where it's like, you can be here if you can fight a level 50 enemy while you're level 3. You can't, you'll die, so you can't really be here, can you? It's a good way to like not lock someone out but still prevent you from exploring too far too soon. So every time Trent shows up, like I said, what we're hearing is audio clips of an actual hotline file that we can access. So let's see what Trent has to say. If you feel like this is a lot of audio and a lot of data, keep in mind, all this is optional. Like, I am, of course, making you endure this stuff because I think it's super interesting and the lore and the history is interesting. But, like, you can just play the game and continue on and not watch these files and have a completely functional game. And it'll be fast-paced and action-filled and blah, blah, blah. So, this is all the optional kind of things. But, Trench on the Panopticon, this is kind of cool.
The containment sector, the Panopticon, is home to the altered items we find and contain. It is a maximum security prison. It's a vault for the most valuable treasures on Earth. It's a powder keg big enough to blow this world to dust. A temple, a place of worship filled with idols of angry gods. It's all of these, and none of them. It's something more profound, unbelievable, unknowable. Something worse. Altered items. We've found many. They appear mundane, but nothing could be further from the truth. They're all powerful, dangerous. They press heavy on our minds because that's their nature. They've been altered because we can't stop thinking about them. We put them on altars because they're used to being worshipped.
That's a whole interesting thing.
We contain them, but they don't want to be controlled. We study them to discover what makes them tick. If this place were ever reached, it would be chaos of biblical proportions.
So this is where we keep all the big bad things, basically. And that's an interesting thing. They expect to be worshipped, is what he said. So there's the Tennyson report, which I mentioned, where it's like everybody's trying to figure out how to find the Tennyson report. Is this another? No, this is a fake one. Okay, this is just a presentation. It's not actually a It's not a Dr. Darling presentation. But the Tennyson report, I said that you hear about it, but you never actually see it. Well, it turns out you do actually see it. I just have not found it, and hadn't found it in my last gameplay either. And apparently, it's about the fact that, well, someone wrote a report saying, all this is fine and nice and sounds like science, but this isn't science. It's supposed to be, magic. And we need to get back to treating these objects like magic, because that's what they truly are. And Trench, of course, is like, it's science. I need you to shut the fuck up and find whoever that is and kill them. So that's kind of an interesting point, that even Trench, even when he says science, he says things about these objects being worshipped. This is a good quick one.
Any documents that suddenly appear pink, light red, or any shade in between must be incinerated immediately. Failure to do so will result in termination and possible bodily harm. Thank you for your attention.
Yeah, I mean, how quickly do you get those memos out, and how fast do you remind people of these things? I feel like it's a good chance that a lot of people died terribly the first couple weeks you sent out memos like that, and everyone was just like, I have to physically listen to an audio file? Couldn't you just email me this? Oh, wait, no, right, no computers out here. Never mind. Please reload your gun. I just have like one shot I have to put back in him. So I'm cheap, and I always attack these guys from the second floor, because I don't really want to die. Oh, mother of Christ. Just said I don't want to die. What did I just say? I also probably should have said I'm bad at not dying. I mean, to be honest. Oh, and I threw his limp ragdoll body at his friend. But I didn't hit his friend with his limp ragdoll body. Where'd you go? You know what? Fuck this. Go downstairs, face him like a man. There you go. Everybody dead. I say that a lot in this game. Oh, more of you. Oh, and floaty boys. That's the two for combo. I can hear them screaming. I really want to kill this guy because he launches grenades. That yellow light always gets me so hyped. I'm like, oh, am I going to get to go to the ocean view? Am I going to get to go to ocean view? No, it's just a really yellow light. I don't know why it's there. Always makes me depressed. Alright, so now we can pick up any items they dropped. We really wreck these rooms when we come in, don't we? It doesn't look like anybody dropped anything cool. That's fine. There is a safe room back here. Let's go ahead and open that. I don't know why that light is so damn yellow. I don't know. You can see like the square is white, but it's casting just this yellow glow. The lighting effects in this game are gorgeous. Like, you just want to live in this corner of the room. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. So, we're going to head through to services. I think there should be, after, I want to say, oh, this room has a control point. Perfect. Just open the fight by throwing shit at them from a height. That's how I always open my... It works in real life too. Just throw shit at them. From a distance. I'm out of ammo because I'm not good at conserving it. Oh, it's floaty boys. Okay. I like when they spawn far enough ahead of me that I can see them coming. Oh, no you fucking don't. Throw that right back in your face. That is so satisfying. Okay, so let's cleanse this control point. This will open up this room, and this is, right, this is logistics. This is the center of logistics, I want to say. It's a big room. I had to look it up. Those are real plants, those trees. I mean, They're not that cool looking, and I don't know whether or not you can actually keep them inside like this, but they're real plants. I think they're called like pipe trees or something. They're one of those cool trees. So, but yeah, now we are in the center of logistics, which branches off in a couple different directions, and we do actually get to go to the ocean view. Unfortunately, I'm going to make you wait for that. I'll go ahead and call this one here. It's been a little under an hour, I know, but we'll come back to this and go through logistics and have all sorts of fun. There's not too much to do out here, but it's got a lot of nice views, and you can see a map of the continental United States, and Carson City's on the map. Isn't that nice? I think it's like most of the state, what's the word I'm looking for? Capitals? But, I mean, Carson City's fucking nowhere, so it always makes me laugh. It's just nowhere. Alright, it was fun. Thank you guys for watching. If you're my mom, I love you. If you're not my mom, I also love you. I hope you all have a good day.